Okay, great. So now we're going to talk about how we took the HTML code and utilized what you asked us to do in CSS and to create a new page that is a little bit more dynamic. So what we did in here is we started with entering in the style and then closing the style, and then all of the stuff that we wanted to do to our page we put in side of that information. So the first thing that we did was go in and create colors and font sizes, and I did that by doing the H1 and then the color I wanted, the H2, and I put color blue. The reason why I did that is in the examples it said that you can either select a color or you can do just what they consider to be the regular blue, and I wanted to see kind of how it came out. And then the paragraphs I chose a different color for. Then we chose different font sizes for each of them and respective to what they were. So the paragraphs we went with a 12px font, the headline 2 30, and the headline 1 we went with 50. And then after that it asked us to create a background. Looking at it, every time I tried to put photos or something, it became too busy and it was very hard to read. So what I decided to do was just the body background in a different color. So I added that in there. And then the next thing that we went ahead and did is did the font for the paragraphs and changed that to Arial. It looked like similar to Times New Roman already, so I decided to change it to Arial so that we could have some distinction between the two fonts, and I wanted to be able to tell whether or not it worked. Then we added in our borders, and it looks like we have border 1 and border 2. At some point in time, I'm not sure, in the saving process my system went down, and I brought it back up right as I was doing the video, and I placed it in and it looked good, and I just saw an error there, so I corrected that. And then you wanted us to do a couple of other things just based on what we saw that we could do. I did the floating, I aligned the image, and then I also did a stylized table. Put all of those in here, so the image float left, and then the style list, we changed it, instead of being 1 2 3 to the upper Roman numerals. And the table, we added a border and padding around that border. That's kind of the different things that I added to what you had listed for us to do. As you can see, here's the original web page with the original HTML, and then right here is the new one where the header 1 is much larger, the font is changed, there is a border around our photos, and they're floating kind of up above that border and writing. And go down a little bit more, and you can see the padding around that box and the change to the Roman numerals from the 1 2 3. And I believe that is it. Thank you for watching, and it was a really cool experience.